know for a fact there's some dudes that use my workout programs in there right now. I can feel it. The vibe is there, you know what I'm saying? I really got to take my workout programs off my website because this is getting stupid. Having all these creatures like roam through the woods, I can't even film shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm stuck outside the very forest where I made the videos in the first place. Now I can't even go in there and film because of all these dudes that use my workout programs, and now they're like monstrous and become like crazed animals. You know what I'm saying? Creatures of mythic proportions. It's like I set out to create something beautiful and something monstrous happened. Have I doomed humanity? It's possible. Well, this will come in handy. I'm not taking these off the website. These sticks, no. As you can see, they do come in handy when you encounter one of those mutant troll Sasquatch monstrous creatures that use Natural Gallant Bodybuilding's workout programs in the woods. If you encounter one of those mutants, one of those mutations to humanity, a good exercise stick can kick some ass. I forgot to mention one thing. Make sure if you do purchase an exercise stick, make sure you get one that's big enough that it will not fit up your ass. Because I have found that there is a tendency for the Sasquatches, when they get angry, that's usually where they put stuff. Don't ask me how I know, but just make sure you get a big enough stick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding Mountain. Recently I had somebody ask me about floor presses and are they a good exercise or should they consider using them exclusively in comparison to the bench press, because what this person found was that when they were doing floor presses they had little or no shoulder pain whatsoever, and when they're doing normal bench presses they were getting delt irritation and some sort of rotator cuff problems. So what I'd say on this is that if you have some condition or some reason why the bench press is not working for you, and assuming you've tried every single possibility, I mean massage therapy, prolotherapy, you've tried figuring out whether you just need to rest the area or whether you need to strengthen up the rotator cuff or do some stretching. I mean, you've investigated many different fields, and no matter what you do, you keep on getting shoulder pain or elbow pain or some sort of pain when you're bench pressing. Trying floor presses is a viable option for you to be able to continue to train and get some great chest development. One of the reasons why you may feel that floor presses are working well for you is that when you are lowering the weight in floor presses, once your elbow touches the ground, your body is no longer responsible for stabilizing the joint, primarily just from tightening up the delts and keeping that ball and socket tight into the shoulder capsule, right? Because the floor is actually supporting the weight at that point. So when you push the weight from there, you're starting from a different point, meaning you're not necessarily fatiguing the delts, which could be an advantage for people who find that they get a lot of delt activity in bench presses. Because there's less delt activity in the floor press, you may find that you get better chest development from a floor press. This could be one major reason, because a lot of times guys who have powering delts, when they're bench pressing, they notice that their delts are hitting failure usually before their chest is, and therefore the delts start to blow up, but the chest may be lagging behind. So floor presses might be a viable answer just to chest development in itself for some people. And the other reason why this might be more effective for somebody, regardless of whether they're dealing with injuries during bench press or they're just getting no development in the chest from bench pressing, is that when somebody lays on the floor and you're flat on the floor, your shoulders are pushed in a different position, and your shoulder blades and everything are in a different position than when you're laying flat on a bench, because a bench is narrow, right? There's a different sort of dynamic that goes on with the chest being stuck out and the shoulder blades collapsing together and stuff, and there's a little bit of a different dynamic that goes on in the upper body by laying on the floor, which shifts where the shoulder girdle sits or how it functions. At least that's what I noticed, because my rear delts will just bang into the floor and then basically it pushes my shoulders forward a little bit, and for some reason I start to get a little bit more chest activation. Now, I've talked about my issues in the garage with floor presses to my patron supporters. A lot of times it's just because the cat has the litter box in the garage, and then she kicks all the litter everywhere, and then if I lay on the floor I've got a kitty litter dilemma. So that's why I'm not doing a lot of floor presses in the garage. But when I do feel like laying a blanket down or sweeping up and cleaning up and stuff before my workout, I will do some floor presses, and I do really enjoy them. They are a nice change to bench pressing, because like I said, floor presses seem like they take a bit of the delt out of the movement, and I am a delt heavy guy as far as because of my unstable sort of shoulders and stuff. I find that my delts take over a lot when I am bench pressing. So sometimes the floor press is a refreshing change in a way that I can concentrate that tension on the pec safely. So yeah, the floor presses are not necessarily better than bench press, but they might be better for you depending on what's going on in your bench press workouts. So don't be afraid to experiment with them, because they're not the purest powerlifting type movement. They might be the perfect movement for you to get better development in your chest.
Mountain.
And yeah, if you like information like this, you might like the Natural Gallant Bodybuilding podcast on Patreon. The link is in the description. Make sure you sign up as a second tier Patreon, which is about $5 a month. And then you get access to at least one podcast a week where I talk about these issues and more, about YouTube, life, training, all this kind of stuff. You know, stories from the past, competing, world domination. One time when I was a wizard and I was like flying on a pink hippopotamus on some sort of other planet. You know, you get lots of stories like that. So if you like this stuff, just yeah, link in the description.
Mountain.
I keep hearing something back there. There's no monsters back here, right? Oh yeah, and thanks a lot to the patron supporters that do put up with my shit. Thanks, guys. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com.
Natural Gallant.